Yo, 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 what's going on, beautiful people, beautiful people? It's Terrell Hall of Fame, D-Line, TVKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. This one is, I guess, more breeding based. I like videos like this, by the way. How to add mass, and I've done this video before, by the way, but we'll talk about it. A certain process of adding mass, and how did we come about with the more massive pockets? Quite simply, breeding big dog to little dog. It's that very simple. There's always been some bigger dogs around the American bully community, and it was a simple process. If you take your pockets who had less size overall and you bred them to a more massive dog, you might come up with a litter of 6 puppies that end up having that massive look that you weren't going for as far as height and overall. But you would always get a couple of stragglers, it seemed like, that comes in at the height that you were looking for. And these dogs would typically, adapt to having the exaggerated characteristics. Now, as far as locking them in, it could take generations, because the same dog that you get off of the bigger, mom or dad that comes in shorter, it can still reproduce the mom or dad that was bigger. So when you start doing that, you have to look through the lines and you have to try to match up your percentages to go in your favor of getting shorter dogs. Now, sometimes that works out great. Sometimes it turns into a catastrophe. But you have to be patient, and it might take you generation after generation, but eventually you'll lock in those characteristics of a shorter dog, bigger bone, that carries a lot of the mass of its bigger ancestors just on a shorter frame. And once you get that locked in, it makes it easier to breed for. But it is a time-consuming process sometimes. You have certain dogs that when you do your research, that's like, guaranteed home run, because they always produce short dogs. Denzel was one of those dogs. And it goes vice versa. If you're looking for a big dog or whatever, you gotta line breed that shit. You can't just keep adding in everything you want and saying that you did. You gotta take some work. You know what I mean? And like I say, sometimes it takes multiple generations, but once that shit is locked in, you'll notice something. The dogs get bigger. Like on that frame, the muscle, the bone, everything tightens up, but they don't lose their structure. If you breed it properly, you will come up with some very, very, very nice dogs. But always remember, like, if you shortchange it, if you shortcut, you're putting in bad genetics to your dog, and that, that's sort of horrible, because it just sets you back, And if you do it the right way, you'll be ahead big time. But if you continue to try to dibble and dabble with dogs that you really know you shouldn't, but you do it anyway, you're consistently adding bad genetics to your line. You will not be able to manipulate the height, the mass, the density. You won't be able to manipulate it because you've went a different direction. You have to sort of go with the flow, and as long as that flow takes you to where you need to be, you'll be happy with it, But ultimately, like I told you guys, can you breed an XL to a pocket? Yes, you can. You just have to have a long-term plan that should be 3 generations, because you can breed to get some characteristics out of those bigger dogs. But the thing of it is that, can you lock in those characteristics on that frame? And it's just time. It's not a magic trick to this shit. It's time. It's time and patience. Picking the ones that work, and the other ones, doing what you need to do with those, but picking the ones to where your vision came out, or at least came close in those dogs, and not forcing anything. The more you force things, the worse things are gonna get, trust me. Go along with the process. Like I say, you might, when you're bringing a dog down from XL, you're probably looking at least 2 more generations, I would say 3 more, before that dog, you know what I'm saying, blood is worked out to where he's not going to just pull the dog back to Mastiff. Some dogs' genetics are like that they really pull at it. And this is all part of what you have to figure out, either from super short or bigger, you know what I mean, how exactly the genes run and what's the dominant, you know, characteristic that can overrun the rest of the blood. Because like I told you, in particular, when I talk about Denzel has such strong genes for short dogs that even the XLs couldn't really make him make a bigger dog. So what I'm telling y'all is that that's the method that we use, bigger dogs. And like I said, we can talk more about this on live, and I can give y'all some examples. But bigger dogs to smaller dogs, hoping that the smaller dog got the features. That's it. That was the way that we got to this point. I hope that y'all really start pushing towards using those dogs and those characteristics instead of adding bulldogs. Because the one thing about those big dogs is they don't have the breathing issues, so they can cool themselves. And you know, that's how we were making dogs, man. So y'all roll with this shit. If y'all have any questions, you know what I'm saying, give me a call or whatever, and I'll try to help you out the best I can. But until next time, y'all, God bless y'all. Much love. Peace.